We'll go to the next topic now. The topic is called as stakeholders of forest. The meaning of the word stakeholders is people who are associated with the forest in some or the other way. Anybody who is related to the forest, who is associated with the forest in any form, in any way, those are called as the stakeholders of forest. According to the Ministry of Forests, there are 4 stakeholders. They consider 4 stakeholders of forest. The first stakeholder are those people who live in the forest or live around the forest, nearby the forest. So people living in or around the forest are called as the first stakeholders. So why are they called stakeholders? Why are the people who are living in and around the forest, they are called a stakeholder? Because they depend on the forest for their livelihood. For their living, they depend on the forests. They collect food from the forest, they collect medicine from the forest, they protect the forest, they consider many trees as their gods. So they are associated with the forest in some or the other way. So therefore they are the first stakeholder of the forest. So if you see the people living in and around the forest, they have cattle, they have different types of animals who go to the forest and graze. They eat grass from there. They bring logs of wood as firewood, and they don't have gas cylinders like us. They use firewood in the form of wood. They burn that and they prepare their food in that way. So they are associated with the forest. Whenever they have some disease or whenever they have some medical problems, they use medicated plants as healing powers. So they are considered as the first stakeholder of the forest. As I said, stakeholders are those persons who are dependent on the forest in some or the other way. The second stakeholder are the industrialists. The industrialists, they take raw materials from the forest for their industries. Like you have to prepare, say, a cricket bat. So for that you have to cut trees. The trees that are used for preparation of cricket bats are called as willow trees. WILLOW. So those industrialists are completely dependent upon the willow tree, which is grown in the forest, or it is naturally grown in the forest. They have to cut those trees and prepare the cricket bat. So cricket bat industry is dependent on the willow tree, which is there in the forest. Say like many medicinal plants are there from which you prepare medicines, Ayurvedic medicines. So those industrialists who have the medicine companies, they are dependent upon those plants. So therefore industrialists, they are dependent upon the forest for their raw materials. If they get the raw materials from the forest, then only they can prepare their products. That product may be medicine, that product may be a furniture, that product may be a paper, that product may be a cricket bat. So that is the concept of industrialists being the stakeholders. The third stakeholder is the forest department. The forest department is actually the owner of the forest. They have the sole authority over the forest. They can permit you, they may not permit you to do an activity. So the forest department of the government, they control all the resources of the forest. So they are the owner and they control all the resources of the forest. Therefore, they are also related to the forest in many important ways. So they are the third stakeholder. The fourth stakeholder are volunteer people. Fourth stakeholder, volunteer people in the form of natural enthusiasts or nature lovers. wildlife conservationist. They are the people who love nature. They want to conserve nature, they want to conserve wildlife, they want to save it for the future. It is a natural tendency. It may come to you, it may come to me, it may come to anybody. So they are the persons who have the urge. They want to preserve the forest, they want to conserve the forest, they have a natural love for the forest, they have a natural love for nature. So they are considered as the fourth stakeholder because their love makes them a person associated with the forest in some or the other way.